Welcome to My Daily Thread. It's a great little place to get a snippet of wisdom from the yoga and the meditation masters to start or to end your day. I'm Jeff Lichty. All right, everyone, we are back and we are right straight into it. We have been working on the Yoga Sūtra of Patanjali, and this is the second chapter, verse 14. Te lada peritapa pala punya punya hetudvat. Yesterday we started into this concept, this idea, as we start to wrap our minds around this, quote, universal law of karma. We have to start to think about how our past actions determine our present experiences. That is a difficult concept to wrap our minds around sometimes. If you're like me and you sometimes like to avoid experience or absolve yourself of responsibility, anyone like that? It's just me. Okay. If you've ever been like that, and I'm not like that anymore, no, I'm pure and complete. Why am I even saying these things to y'all? Anyways, this concept, though, can help us when we think about past actions determining my present experience. This concept is interesting for helping to clarify my daily struggle that I find myself in, and or my, quote, spiritual journey, or just my journey through life in general. The real application here in our daily life is that we have to really think about three things, I think. Number one, we have to start taking responsibility. I need to take responsibility for my actions. Remember those words from yesterday. Puṇya, Apuṇya. That's virtuous or non-virtuous thinking, thoughts, actions that go with that. Remember that the action is born of a thought. So we start with that Puṇya, Apuṇya. Are we into the virtuous thinking, or are we stuck in some kind of vengeful, resentful, complaining mode? And I've been there a long time in that complaining mode. I spent a lot of time complaining about a certain ex-wife of mine. And you know what? It was never her problem. She was happily living her life. It was all me. And that action itself kept me cycling in a really sort of negative spot. So first we have to acknowledge and take some responsibility for what we've been thinking. And I get the fruit of that action, that thought. The thought is just the precursor to the action. You know, I spent a lot of time blaming. I spent a lot of time blaming my external circumstances. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a process to this. We have to take a bit of a personal inventory. We have to learn to develop some honesty, or as this one group I spend time with, the rigorous honesty. Rigorous honesty is super important and actually not that common. Being unapologetic about who we are and what we want, it starts with that. But let's move on. We understand taking responsibility, but here's a second thing. Learning to live in a mindful way is really important as well, because we have to be mindful of our thoughts, just like Yoda said in the wisdom from Star Wars. Or was it Yoda or Obi-Wan talking to Luke? Be mindful of your thinking. Be mindful of your thoughts. It's out of your thoughts that your actions are formed. Can we cultivate those acts of kindness? Can we try to develop this self-discipline, an inner harmony, a calmness, being mindful of the areas that get a little bit triggered, but immediately dropping back into the breath, immediately dropping back into who we are in our calm internal space. And then from this, that gives us an opportunity to really overcome some of our challenges, doesn't it? We learn to look at things. And for me, it's from a yogic perspective, but it doesn't matter what perspective you're coming from. If you're a runner, take it from that running perspective, that place of pure ability to just focus and breathe. If you're coming at it from a swimmer, same thing. If you're coming at it from a musician, that flow of the music through your fingers, through your instrument, whatever it is. If you're a dancer, maybe it just flows from the beat and the movements in the body. Ultimately, there's a mindful focus. Find that calm place. Try to access that. Try to drop into that, especially when we're triggered. It's so easy when it's all going well, isn't it? It's when it gets hard that we need to train ourselves to drop into that internal peaceful place. There's a verse in the Bible I'm recalling. It's something about like, he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall reside under the shadow of the Almighty. It's this idea that there's a secret place in all of us, a place that's calm, that's peaceful, that's composed, that's clear. It's full of clarity and wisdom. And we need to take a little bit of time to access that, especially in the times when we're not triggered, so that when we are triggered, it's more accessible during those moments of stress or pain or suffering. Ooh, we are going deep on that. But let's move on tomorrow. I think that kind of gives us the whole idea. Unless I come up with a few other little things or get jolted into some understanding. Yeah, that could happen, friends. That could happen. In the meantime, bring forth that peaceful, calm place from within you. All right. Om. Peace out. Today's post-show note is simple. It comes from Shivananda's teaching. Do good, be good. Peace out.